So Cyclone really just has to get an amazing engagement going. We are seeing them blink up, getting stuck on the high ground though a bit there, as these Mutalisks do go in, but they will be away from the main army, and this main army will just crumble to Levy's army at this point, as Levy has a lot more units, and so much was put into those Mutalisks that they do wreak havoc on all of the mineral fields for Levy. He's going to blink up into these spine crawlers and take them down. Meanwhile, more Mutalisks making their way out.
Basically just attack moving straight up into Cyclone's main base. Both those queens going down simultaneously. These Mutalisks gathering outside of Cyclone's base. No reaction. The main reaction from Cyclone is push the attack. He sends in all his Mutalisks as well as his Hydralisks and Roaches to try to do an effective base trade here. And we'll see if it's going to be able to take place, but I don't know. Cyclone is gonna have a hard time. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, definitely he's going up on the main, taking his overlords with him, trying to absorb some of the fire coming out. Will stop that forge from upgrading. They do have the +1 attack, so they are doing 10 damage per hit with the bounce. And we see more Mutalisks coming in. He has a total of 30 Mutalisks getting to the near critical point, where they can pretty much one-shot most buildings. We do see more Stalkers trying to make their way in. The main army for Leffy has come back instead of going for the base trade, blinking up, it being wasted as they do fly onto the cliff edge. But he does have vision, so we could see a second blink up now. He is trying to take out the rest of the Protoss army, but all those blink Stalkers wreaking havoc.
Oh man. More Stalkers coming in. Down to 16 Mutalisks. The GG is called. Leffy takes the win, and Protoss takes the win, and the underdog is the victor.
We are the voice of ire. Our light shall bear the pathway to the stars.
Our light shall bear the pathway to the stars. And it looks like we've got another game here as the non-stop Starcraft action continues. Thanks everybody for coming today and joining us here at Imbalance.tv. I'm trying to join that game, but Starcraft is giving me this little, you're not joining. So I may have to relog here. Can you have them wait, possibly, Jim? While I try to log in? Or while I try to join and it's not letting me? Am I on mute? No, I am not. I'm on my way, guys. I'm on my way.
You wrote it.
We're waiting for you. Don't worry.
Cool. I'm making haste. Not paste, but haste.
As long as we're not talking about glial reconstructions, I think everything will be okay.
Anyways, we've got a PVZ here.
The info board is up as well, guys.
Fantastic. Let's check that out. Check it out. So Israel versus Denmark here. Nudal against Canada.
Always, I always wanted to see a war between Denmark and Israel. Looks like we're finally going to see one right here on Imbalance.tv.
That's right, Jim. That's right. And it's going to be a PVZ type of war.
Of course, you have to wonder what kind of mind it is that thinks about wishing there was a war between Denmark and Israel. But anyway, we'll skip that part. I don't know. It was just something to say. I really haven't. I have not fantasized about a war between Israel and Denmark.
Everyone's going to question it anyway, Jim. Where's my little self-cam? Oh, well, I guess I could put it on, but...
No, don't, man. Makes you look like a nut job.
Well...
You sound like a nut job, but then once they see you on camera, you look like a nut job.
That's fine with me, dude, because I am a nut job.
Are we ready, sir?
I am ready to roll.
More non-stop action.
Right to your eye bones. Yeah, that's right. Bones in your eyes. Haha.
Can you handle it, Jim? Can you handle the action?
No, I'm getting tired already.
Oh, jeez. Here we go already. Way to bring it up, Fire. Anyways, we've got Canada fighting Nudal right here. with some Sapient bringing us into it. Let's go ahead and get that into epicness. Xel'Naga Caverns is the map, and it's a PvZ, guys. Looking at the stats, these guys, we see Nudal sitting in the EU rank of 2303, having the points of about 3,300. And Canada having the points of about 3,700 and sitting in the EU rank of about 456. Both these players being in Master League, it should be a pretty entertaining matchup. And we've got Canada spawning on the top of Xel'Naga Caverns as the green Protoss. And down here at the bottom of Xel'Naga Caverns, we've got Nudal. And he's spawning as the red Zerg. With that being said, Jim, take us away.
All right. Nudal's got to be considered the underdog here, but as McDuff said, it should be a pretty entertaining match. And just one more point I'd like to make here. Xel'Naga Caverns is one of the most popular maps you're going to see in events like Craft Cup and Vision Cup because they select maps by virtue of vetoing out maps one at a time by both players. And so, according to all players, Xel'Naga Caverns is the most well-known as well as most balanced map. So it's one of the last maps either player will be willing to veto at any time. And we're noticing that Canadan is moving through with a scouting probe. That is the probe that warped this pylon in Canadan's main base. Nothing from Nudal. No, when I say that, no scouting drone from Nudal. Just building more and more drones, and it looks like he probably will expand, and that expansion by Nudal will go uncontested. Canadan won't do anything about it. And so, fast expansion by Nudal at war. Well, I spoke too soon. I'm not sure what's up with that. Nudal is hiding his drone, and Canadan got faked out by it and believes that this drone was going to be the drone that does the expansion. In fact, another one did. So, you know what? Even 2 minutes into a game with just drones and probes, there are still mind games that go on between players at this level of play. Now, while that was happening, Canadan warped a gateway in at the top of his ramp, a second pylon, and an assimilator. All this leads to the fact that this is a conservative standard opening by Canadan, and now a second assimilator by the Dane being placed down, and a spawning pool also being planted into the ground, or into the creep, I should say, by Nudal. McDuff,
Nice.
what do you think so far?
What do I think so far?
I know usually you don't think much. By the way, Nudal has scouted the Protoss base.
Give me a break.
If we take a look. Nudal has scouted the Protoss base, but anyway, go ahead. What's up, sir?
I just got info that Nudal is not from Israel. He's Romanian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he is of a certain religious slant, which would elect him to take the Israel flag. In any event, Nudal's expansion hatchery has successfully planted into the ground. Canadan's first fighting unit is a Zealot. Second fighting unit, which is a Stalker, is being chrono boosted in. We'll notice that the Cybernetics Core is upgrading and getting Warp Gate tech, but it's not being chrono boosted. The second fighting unit by Canadan is now out on the board. The Zealot is halfway through the middle of the map. Is Canadan going to try and do some kind of a push? We see a proxy Stargate by Canadan on the left side of the map.
That we do.
So let's see what happens here. This pressure really is just fake pressure, I think, just to make Nudal believe that he's going to try some kind of a gateway rush that really he won't.
And it's causing it very well is causing Nudal to stop his drone production, Jim, as he continues to pump out Zerglings to make sure he can fight off this aggression and keeping that queen away from the creep. But it looks like there will be no loss of timing there for the queen to barf up the larva.
And we do have two queens, by the way, so Nudal does have some anti-air. The first unit out of the Stargate, out of this proxy Stargate, will be a Void Ray, and it is being chrono boosted. So that's interesting to note. And here comes the counter with the Zerglings. They will not be able to surround the Stalker. They don't have the speed to do so. The Zergling speed upgrade will finish in about the next 15 seconds. New Dal is still sitting on 2 queens and has no other form of anti-air, and he also does not have an evolution chamber, so he will not be able. In fact, is going for a roach warren. So New Dal is spending his gas. Will be spending his gas on roaches rather than on some form of anti-air. Now, the first Void Ray has hit the board. Second Void Ray is being chrono boosted in, and Canadan is waiting for, I don't know how many, but some number of Void Rays to get the job done. Gateways number 2 and 3 being warped in by Canadan. And Canadan is strictly on defense. You got to wonder if New Dal is starting to wonder what's up here.
Yeah.
No expansion, no aggression, no anything from Protoss except a block at the front of the wall. And in fact, if we take a look, New Dal is starting to roam around the map with Zerglings, wondering what in the heck is going on here. Now, Queen number 3 is not on the way. Spine crawlers, you know what? A spore crawler is being built. So we have seen an evolution chamber is completed.
And here's the Void Rays.
Spore crawler, and this spore crawler is not going to get the job done. It will not live to see this the light of day.
These
it dies.
drones moving off. That queen is going to go down. Oh, this is not looking good. As Canadan is just raping all of the spine crawlers that are being built here in Nadal's base. Nadal very well could lose all of his units, all of his bases.
The Zergling have spotted the expansion and are destroying it, or the proxy Stargate. And now New Dal is going to try to live off of one base with 2 spore crawlers protecting it. He probably will lose his main base. 2 Phoenix, 2 Void Rays. There's obviously nothing the Queen can do about that.
And in reaction, we see Zerglings going up and taking out the natural expansion area for Canadan. But the fact of the matter is that, well, you know, these three queens won't be able to do the job because these Phoenixes will be able to just pick them up.
Well, if one Void Ray dies, that'll be a big victory. And one of the
wow.
One of the Void Rays does go down, and another, obviously, more queens are being produced, and spore crawlers are on the move. Now, if this spore crawler, that's a risk. I don't know why he's moving the spore crawler here. I guess he's trying to save his main base. If this spore crawler gets planted down, he's got at least a fighting chance. 2 queens and a spore crawler. This Void Ray is in big trouble, but he did destroy the main hatchery. Now, while all this is happening in Canadan's main base, he's hanging on for dear life, laying down as many force fields as he can, blocking these speed Zerglings as much as possible. So both players' bases are in a mess and in a shambles. 30 probes to 26 drones. Now, the main base hatchery has been replanted by New Dal. New Dal is working off of 2 extractors and 27 drones at this point. And here come the 2 Phoenix. I'm not sure what they're up to, but they're good scouts, I'll say that.
The expansion being placed down again by Canadan.
Yep. And, of course, the partial wall
that too,
on the right side of the base, along with, obviously, the sentries can lay down a whole mess of force fields. Nice Overlord hunting by the Phoenix. 58 unit count for New Dal, and he is supply blocked at this point. Canadan, on the other hand, is at 64 unit count, and he's not supply blocked, even close. Even anywhere close. 34 probes to 27 drones, 12 minutes into this Vision Cup matchup. And by the way, this is Vision Cup 14, and I hear Phoenixes chopping away at more and more Overlords. This Overlord death will not result in a supply block. New Dal will be alright. These queens are attempting to defend. Now, both Phoenixes have life damaged taken away. So even if they return to full shield, they still will not be at full health.